Did I use media technologies in each stage of my advanced portfolio? To help me in each stage, I used a variety of modern media technologies to make it as interesting and creative as possible. I used a variety of things such as Prezi, Emaze, Bubblr, Microsoft PowerPoint, and a variety of social medias, Final Cut Pro. Task 10 of my research, I used an online application called Visme to create a presentation to showcase my research into different directors in a creative way rather than just using normal Microsoft Word. This helped me improve my skills on the internet as I had to teach myself how to use the application, and then I had to figure out how to embed this onto my blog. I used Prezi in task 2 of my research to again create another presentation to show the research into my chosen genre, horror. Prezi is very different to Visme as each slide is a lot more animated in the way they move, and it became one of my favourite applications because of this. I again had to teach myself how to use this, which broadened my skills, allowing me to become more creative throughout my research. To create quick and easy ways to view my research in a condensed form or to brainstorm ideas, I used an online application called Bubblr, which allowed me to create easy and effective mind maps. They are very colourful and effective, but I did find that the application was very slow to use, which was very annoying. I went back to basics and used Microsoft PowerPoint to create mood boards in an effective way. It was very easy to adjust and move images using this application. I also used PowerPoint to create single slides of information when I annotated mood boards or film posters, which I later on had to create for my ancillary task. I screenshotted these slides and then inserted them onto my blog as a single image. My target audience survey out to a wide audience, I took different types of social media, such as Facebook and Snapchat, to make people aware of my survey. This was effective in getting a variety of people to answer it, which helped me understand what I should and should not include when making my media product. I used Final Cut Pro to edit vlog-type videos which I created of me discussing certain research or aspects of my advanced portfolio. I also used it to edit screen recordings which I recorded to show how I annotated film reviews in a more creative way rather than just screenshotting the image from PowerPoint and embedding it onto my blog. I again used Microsoft PowerPoint in my planning stage to help me come up with a treatment and to present the plot synopsis of my film. I was able to make this very creative by using eye-catching colours. The colours for the PowerPoint I used in my plot synopsis reflected the genre of my film as I stuck to black and white. I used this application so that it didn't draw too much attention away from what I was showing. It just presented it in a clear way. Me and my partner Beth then both decided to return to using Bubblr to brainstorm ideas for our film. To start off with, we had absolutely nothing, so this application really helped us as we were able to easily write down every idea we had and then eventually combine each of them to create a plot for our film. Again, I used Prezi to present my research into the conventions of scripts. As one of my roles was the writer, I had to do in-depth research into scripts to create one which was as similar to a real media product as possible. Prezi allowed me to present all my research in a creative, colourful way and allowed me to insert annotations of real media scripts which I created myself. I really became strong with using Prezi and was able to make very interesting presentations with my newfound skills. After writing our script, we had to create a storyboard that clearly showed every scene of our film and the little details we needed to include, such as how the main character gets from one room to another, etc. Both me and Beth knew we wanted to do this in a professional way that didn't look tacky, so we used a new application called Storyboard That. This was an online application that allowed us to creatively bring our film to life in a still format. It was very easy to use but also very tedious as our film was set in one location due to it being an independent and low budget film. We mainly had to copy the same setting over and over again, which, like I said, became very tedious. However, the outcome was very creative and what we wanted in the end. We also had to create a logline for our film. This was a task that could have become very plain, but me and Beth both wanted to take it to the next level, so we decided to create a time-lapse of us handwriting our logline. We did this as it became more personal to us, as we really got to embody the storyline of our film, as writing it out took longer than the video makes it look. It was also more interesting than just having it typed out in Microsoft PowerPoint. Here I've inserted some clips of the video we made. The task we had to do was take professional headshots for our actors. We did this using a Canon camera and professional lighting. To show how we set everything up and took the pictures, we vlogged the experience on my phone. We thought this would be a good idea as we could showcase the two different types of lighting we use in a more in-depth way rather than just placing the headshots up on our blog. The video added another fun element to that specific post, and it was also quite fun to video the experience and look back on it. We edited it using Final Cut Pro, speeding up and slowing down clips, also cutting out unnecessary things. Final Cut Pro is a very hard application to use for a beginner. However, we were able to build skills by creating videos using the application for our blog posts before we even came to editing our real media film, which then made that process a lot easier as we already had some background knowledge of the application. My construction tasks, I was able to look back at previous works I did for my research and screenshot them to evaluate how well I used them in creating my media product. Here I have inserted screenshots of my target audience research PowerPoint, which I created using eMaze. I was able to clearly analyse it and compare it to my work effectively, scrutinising how well I targeted my audience, which I did using Microsoft PowerPoint. I then again used PowerPoint to effectively present my research into production logos so that both me and Beth could get ideas of what we wanted our production logo to look like. PowerPoint allowed me to present this information in a clear and colourful way so we could easily see what we needed to base our production logo on. Then our research into the conventions of production logos in a condensed and clear way, we used Bubblus again to help do this. The application which we used to create our logo was Motion. Now I think me and Beth both came to this conclusion that this was even harder to use than Final Cut Pro. It was a lot of trial and error, but it helped us create an interesting and effective moving production logo which incorporated both of our names. We really liked the outcome that this application gave us, and now we both have skills in another editing software to add to the list. I had to return to one of my favourite presentation softwares in my construction, Prezi. It allowed me to create a presentation about how I effectively stuck to the conventions of a short film, one of them being Todorov's theory of equilibrium. It allowed me to insert stills from our film and explain how I stuck to this theory in a creative way.